Welcome back to all the crackers in the box. Well, racking my brains, trying to figure out what kind of video can I make, and I thought to myself, why not a sit and chat with me? We can talk about all sorts of crafting stuff while we work on our projects. Because I know sometimes when I'm scrolling through YouTube, sometimes I just want someone who's interested in the same stuff to chat me up so I can listen and I can nod my head and go, girl, I hear you. I am feeling your ideas, and I don't feel like I'm crafting all on my own. So sit back, join me. Let's gossip about some yarn. Welcome back. Good to see you. Just gonna get my yarn tension ring going because I absolutely love this thing now. Now that I feel that I have a good idea of how I like to use it, not necessarily how everyone says to use it. Sometimes I like to do it like this, sometimes I just leave it. It all depends. I find with the granny squares though, I like to do it through my ring finger, and it's quite comfortable and really easy. Oh, yeah, split on me. This is older yarn. So for these granny squares, I used scraps, just my random balls of whatever I have picked up here and there or been given by other people who are like, oh, you like yarn stuff? Here, take this ratty blanket and take it apart and just take the yarn out of it. Because I have been giving a few blankets that were in rough shape to just take apart and do whatever I could do with what was usable from it. Let me tell you, not all of it is usable. Sorry to say. I will try to save it if I can, in one way or another, even if I have to turn it into a few different things. So, been noticing an interesting trend. A lot of people don't like the thin yarns, at least a lot of people on YouTube. I'm wondering if it's because it takes so much longer, because you're using a smaller hook, or it's just the fact that it's not thick. I am just trying to figure it out, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I like all of it so far. I haven't had any yarn that I haven't really enjoyed. I struggled with the blanket yarn because of the thickness, but I figured it out, and now I've got some nice great big hooks that I'm just dying to use because they're super cute. So that should be happening probably sometime soon. There's been a couple of requests for fuzzy animals, and I do have probably enough. But I'm just in the very early planning stages of that, and I would have to do two because we have two that definitely do not like not having the same thing. Oh, what am I wearing today? Oh, this is my shrug. My mom made it for my birthday and Christmas, mostly out of Hobie's Carnival. So it has some really interesting roving to it. It's got some shine, it's got some style, it's very warm. It is definitely all my colors. There's also a little bit of mohair, I think right here. I think that's mohair. It's definitely kind of feeling it, I think. Who knows? It also could be just that I put this on a fairly hot day and I'm just kind of crazy. Anyways, as I was saying, I really am kind of curious as to if anyone knows why these sport weights and the lace weights and stuff seem to be really unpopular with YouTubers. I don't know if it's necessarily like a general thing. I just seem to see a lot of the YouTubers just constantly, oh, I don't like working with it. I don't like working with it. And it's just, oh, okay, well, I kind of do. So I kind of feel like I'm kind of left out. So rest assured, I will still be doing like the 4 weights, the 5 weights, and whatever else in between. And I will be going to use our thin ones, and anything I can get my hands on basically is what it comes down to. I like yarn. I like making stuff. I like making unique things. I'm really, really enjoying this hobby so far. And it's being tied up with looking at yarn, talking about yarn, buying yarn, smelling yarn, like some people like to do. My daughter, my youngest daughter, likes to pretend that she's Bag O'Day and rubs the yarn on her face and smells it, so that's super cute. She's only 2, so it's really funny. Anyways, however, I also like looking at the different patterns. I'm debating about a couple of the challenges out there. We'll just call them challenges. They're not actually challenges, let's be real here. There's the 20 song one. I kind of want to talk about 20 songs, but I'm really struggling with that because I am definitely an audiophile. I absolutely love, love, love music, and I don't mean just a little bit of music. Not bad, not bad. It's one pedal though. I'd like to flatten it a little bit more, but it's good. It's good. As I was saying though, so there's the 20 songs that you like to have on your playlist, and that is a big issue with me because it's never just 20 songs. Like, I have such a varied interest in music that it can go from anything from swing music from the 40s to 50s doo-wop to rockabilly to, like, it can just keep going and going. I know a bit of everything, and it's just kind of mind-boggling. I have worked with lots of old people who are much older than me, and they are shocked at the amount of different types of music that I know, and I know well. So, and then I get into my rap, and then my heavy metal, and then my alternative, and just, I'm all over the place. There's really probably not going to do that one just because it's just, that would probably turn into like a 45-minute long video, and as much as I like making content, this isn't a music channel. I want to work on crochet and stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I got the 2 yellows because I feel that I wanted it a bit thicker. I didn't want whatever I line it with to be the main star. I wanted the flowers to really pop out. I wanted them to be durable. And I know this person very well. She's not very, she wants things that last, and I don't blame her for that. But yeah, so there's that one going around where everybody's talking about their 20 songs, and I've watched most of them. I think I have 2 more that have popped up in the last couple days that I'm probably going to check out off of the people I subscribe to, which is a lot of people. If you're out there doing yarn, very likely I've probably subscribed to you, and I watch you often. Another one that's out there right now that I really am quite interested in. This one I may decide to do. What's your oldest yarn in your stash? And what's your oldest pattern? My closet behind me here, this doorway behind me is my closet, and it's a large closet. The walls are lined with pattern books. I have cross-stitch pattern books, knitting pattern books, sewing, and crochet, and this is just what's left. There used to be a lot more, and some of it is super duper old. I have showed a couple things here and there. I do believe I have one that's, I can think of off the top of my head. I think it's right here beside my desk and not way in the closet somewhere. Milk tea, and I think it was, I want to say 1976. It was probably 1965. I really cannot remember. It's been a while since I looked at it, but it's milk. It is crochet, and it's like a particular decor style, and I just was really loving the pictures in it. And yeah, as for vintage yarns, I've got some from like the Eaton store, which closed down in the very early 90s, and some this green stuff. I'd have to look at it, and I've got a lot of the stuff from the Bay, and the Bay stopped doing yarn in the mid 90s, right around there. I think I remember them selling out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I mean, part of me feels like that's not vintage, but a reality of it is that was a very long time ago now, and I just got to get used to that. It's really strange. So anyways, this would also make a good center to a fried egg, I think. I just did rounds in white. I could probably do a couple fried eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah. I think those are kind of fun little get to know other people's, what they're into, what they've picked up at garage sales, thrift stores, wherever wherever you can find stuff, or even online. Like my snood came from a video from, I always forget her channel. I think it's Just Vintage or something. I know it was in the snood one, but that particular one came from 1965, and she's done, wow, she's got some really old ones, and it's really cool. She's got a really neat one where she picks a number out of the hat and does a mystery pattern, which I think is just phenomenal. I really think those ones are fun, especially when I'm working on something in the background while she's doing her thing. 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, there better not be 13. There's only supposed to be 12. So I think I got distracted thinking about how much fun that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm right on the money. Well, that's beautiful. This is my last one in this particular green, and then I'm moving on to the minty green. But I think after this one, I'm just going to go back to my big granny square for the rest of this evening night, because I just feel like I really want to get this row done and start the next one so I can get through it. I'm not too bad about not finishing things. I used to be with a lot of other things, but I find with crochet it isn't so hard for me to want to finish. I really want to. Uh-oh, where's my end here? Where did you go? Are you the end? Because I feel like I wouldn't. Well, I did do that. Okay, alright. Pack of peppers. That's fine. So I'm not going to cut those ends off until I get this next row started. I like to anchor it. I like to make sure it's super anchored, because I've had that unfortunate accident where, you know, you cut it and you start working, and next thing you know, that the first row suddenly starts to come apart. This was a long time ago. I've gotten a lot better over the last couple of years with the crochet because I've been doing it off and on for a few years. I definitely have spent more time with knitting, and I mean, I like knitting, but I don't like taking to, it just doesn't grab me the same way crochet does. I didn't think I'd like crochet though for years. I was kind of resistant to, where I was just like, yeah, that looks like just something I don't want to do. Those are cool. I'll just get my mom to make it. I don't want to do it. Now I tried it a few times and I'm just like, hey, you know what? This is actually my jam. I really feel comfortable doing this. Sorry. Got distracted. I got a little history show going on in the corner there and something flashed, so I needed to look over. Because I like to sit and watch history shows. I like to watch ghost shows. I love a good story. Been listening to a new set of audiobooks. Murder mysteries, of course, because I like a good cozy mystery to make me feel relaxed. So just throw it on, and I think the one I'm doing now is by Tanya Keeps, and it is about a young lady, well, younger than me lady, that was a lawyer, and she finds her lawyer husband smoochy with a former client, and she decides to give up her life and move to a town where she used to go as a teenager for the summers to stay at her aunt's place and open a coffee shop. And people keep getting murdered. So that's just right up my alley. Just, you know, some silly fun. It's something I can throw on, and if my kids happen to be in the room, it's not so bad. It's not like a shifter romance. Those ones with the, where you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm blushing even reading this. It's, oh my goodness, and I'm not even a prude. I think those ones are pretty funny. I have no problem with them. Don't think I'm just being rude. It's just not something I want to have my children coming across me listening to at any point. So, I like my little murder mysteries. I do watch the Hallmark movies here and there. Big fan of those. I think they're the mystery ones. Not the Christmas ones, not those romance ones. Oh, young lady comes from the city. I've watched a few, but it was mostly just because I was looking for something to try to put me to sleep, because I do suffer from insomnia. That's part of the reason why most of my videos are at night and when my house is super quiet, so that helps, because most people in my house are sleeping right now. Most. I think my son is up because he's got a couple days off, so he thought he'd stay up a little bit. But yeah, I do enjoy a good mystery, and it is very hard for me to sit down and read because I just want to keep crocheting. And reading and crocheting doesn't exactly work. I could knit without looking, but I'm not quite there with crocheting where I spend a lot of time looking at it. So obviously while I'm doing these videos, I'm not looking right at the camera. It's still a little awkward for me to be filming because I've never been a big crazy fan about it. But hey, I've just hit 60 videos and I am having fun with it, and it is putting me out of my little corner here, and I feel like I'm branching out, I'm reaching out, and I'm saying, hey, I just want to crochet. We're thinking about maybe seeing if maybe some of my stuff might be good enough to sell. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. A few people suggested it, but I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So I'm just going to take it as day by day and keep on improving and working on my skills. I've gotten pretty darn good with the amigurumi. Like a year ago, I was really slow and making a lot of mistakes and doing a lot of frogging, so it would really tie me up. But now I'm finding that Chucky I did, it was an intermediate, and I flew through that. I couldn't believe how I was just getting it. It was just going. So I'm very pleased with that. Trying to come up with ideas for Christmas gifts for everybody. I think I've got a few people covered. The youngest one's super easy. If I just start making her food, the amigurumi foods, I mean, they don't even have to have faces. She doesn't really want them to have faces because she likes to play in the play kitchen and make snacks. Funny story. My mom keeps her own set of dishes and does her own cooking so she can eat what she wants to eat, being that she has health restrictions. So she just feels better if she can just control what she has to eat, and she can pick and choose and put up what she wants and doesn't want. Sometimes she just eats what we're eating, but she has her own dishes in her room, so then it's not a she's just trying to keep her own self separate, keep her independence as much as possible. So she's got this little table in her room, and she had a bowl sitting there that she was just had sitting there waiting to make her oatmeal. She likes oatmeal in the afternoon. She's got a bad heart, so it's a good snack for her. She goes into her room to grab something else. I think it was some thread or something. And she just starts laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing so hard. And I'm like, what is so funny? So she calls me in there, and there, sitting right beside her bowl, is this little plastic fried egg. We think my youngest daughter felt that Grandma needed a snack in her room, so she just dropped an egg off. Probably petted it before she left too, because that's what she likes. So she brings me little plastic snacks and she's, here you go, Mommy. You make sure you eat. She's very funny. But she likes to play with her little kitchen, so that is one of her favorite toys, besides fire trucks. She just suddenly decided very recently that fire trucks are pretty cool. So I have quite a few little amigurumis that I can fly through, and they don't take me very long. I got a massive box of stuffing that should last me quite a while. Now my middle daughter, last year I made her 4 giant corner to corner pillows, and I don't know if I really want to get her more stuff for stuffies, because she does have a massive amount of stuffies. So with her, I may have to just go to doll clothes instead, which is going to be really tricky because I don't have much experience with doll clothes. So that's going to be challenging, to say the least, because I mean, I do have older, okay, in particular with like Barbies, okay, we have some older ones and some younger ones, and I really got to finish the hair on that one. Anyways, gentle reminder to myself. Barbie's body shape keeps changing. So the Barbie clothes that I still have that my mother and grandmother made when I was a little girl do not fit. You put it on one of these new Barbies, and next thing you know, she's flashing the world everything she's got. Strapless red dress, gorgeous, made out of real satin with gorgeous lace on the bottom, and we cannot keep it on top. It won't stay up. So my girls are very uncomfortable with it, but it's a gorgeous dress. It took my grandmother forever with the darting because it was just such a tedious one. She was like, I'm never ever making that dress again, so you better love that dress. And I do, even to this day. So yeah, I may do that. I did crochet an outfit with a matching hat for Tea Time Barbie, we call her. Oh, and I made her a little, like, didn't mean to make it into this, but it looks like she might be a I want to say a boss of a working girl, but the male version, it is that kind of 70s flare jacket. It's just ridiculous, and it looks great on them. I love it. It turned out really good, but at the same time, I'm always laughing myself silly because I think this in my head, and I don't say anything to them, but anyways, Tea Time Barbie has this nice flowy brown jacket that goes over her green and green tea time dress, and I made a cute little hat. The hat I really like. The hat is a sun hat, and it has a big hole in the top, so you can just put Barbie's hair up through it. So she really does look like she's going somewhere fancy, and she has her hair done up, and she's all done out, and her outfit is tapered around her look. It's really cute. My youngest daughter thinks she's her favorite one because she loves the outfit and the hat. I won't complain about that. I'll take that as a compliment. I must have did a really good job designing that one because it was just all, let's see what I can do. So I may do that. We also do have a huge collection of little baby dolls, and of course they are smaller than even newborns and preemies, and I had clothes for newborns and preemies. I didn't have a preemie, but somehow somebody gave me a box of clothes and it had a bunch of preemie stuff in it. These dolls don't fit them, so I gave them away to people that actually needed them, people who had had premature babies, and I made sure that that went right to somebody who actually really needed it, because that's important to me, that things I don't need go to people who are going to use it, not just, oh wow, I'm just going to put this in storage. I really, 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 really want people to be able to get use out of stuff I'm not able to use. Anyway, so I've got a couple of these babies that just do not have outfits, or if they do have outfits, they are super ugly. I got this one that I painted up for a couple years, and we call that one Creepy Baby still, because I painted its face like it was not well, and it had white face, and it had all these other like shadows all over it, like it was scarred up and coming for you. And I mean, I love Creepy Baby. I was sad when I had to take Creepy Baby down because my middle child was becoming super afraid of Creepy Baby because brother kept on putting Creepy Baby in spots where no one was expecting, and you would just randomly look around and there's, oh, Creepy Baby's watching us. No, not Creepy Baby. So she really didn't like Creepy Baby. My youngest thinks Creepy Baby was cute. So I cleaned all the paint off because it was just regular water-based acrylic that I used. I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't seal it or anything. It was just something, because my husband is afraid of Chucky, which is why I made him Chucky for Father's Day, and he loves it. He doesn't like dolls, so I painted up the doll to be a Creepy Baby. And that was just to bother him more than anything. I put Creepy Baby on a couple empty soda pop boxes with a wizard's cape. So the cape went up and over the face, and all you could see was this white baby face. It was just, oh. I was the same year that I tried out the whole putting recycling, like soda bottles and stuff, into a couple garbage bags to look like a dead body. That turned out really good, actually. There was a few people that saw them in pictures like, how did you do that? I was like, oh, that's just some of my recycling. It's going down to the bin when we're done. Because we did tried to do a little Halloween party, and I really put some effort into it. I did these fun little treats where you took marshmallows and you took a long piece of pretzel and you put them on 2 little marshmallows on the end, and you dipped in white chocolate and they look like little bones. They were super yummy. I'd probably make those again, but they took quite a bit of time and effort, and I just don't have the time right now. I have a lot to do, and I took some masking tape and made an outline of where somebody probably died on the floor, and the kids were taking turns having their picture taken, pretending that they were in this cutout. Oh, they had a lot of fun. It was a good time. And yeah, a couple days ago I made homemade meatballs. I haven't made my meatballs in a while because it's been really difficult to try to have the time to do the cooking. I do all the cleaning, but around that time seems to be when my smallest one wants to nap, and she is my tired girl. She wants to nap. She loves a good nap, and I'm all for it. She wants to keep napping at 2, and if that's what she needs, then she's going for a nap. She just gets tired and cranky, needs extra attention, and it's hard for me to juggle both because nobody will do. Sometimes other people will be okay, but for the most part she just wants to be close to me. So to keep her out of everyone's hair and keep her from screaming and crying and throwing fits, my husband will make dinner, and plus if I'm cleaning it up, he might as well make dinner. So I made the meatballs, and after thinking about it, I decided I wanted sweet and sour meatballs, so I made my sweet and sour sauce, and we had that on rice, and that was just so good. I love it. I did a really good job on that, and I'm going to brag about it because it turned out really good. Everybody enjoyed it. It didn't look too appetizing to the youngest, but once I gave her a couple bites, because she loves rice, she was right into it. Anyways, I feel like I got distracted. I'm on my last granny square out of this particular colorway, and that's exciting. So I'll be able to put this together very, very soon. Probably within the next 2 days or so. Because I only need to do another 6 in the minty and the light yellow. I'll bring this up. And I've got a few other things I want to get going on, so keeping my motivation going, and when I get the chance to do my crochet, making it worth it. So, anyways, thanks so much for keeping me company and letting me blather on, being that seems to be what I like to do, and I'm not sure why I feel the need. Yeah, I do. Never mind, I'll take that back. I spend a lot of time hanging out with my kids, and they like crochet, but they don't understand it, and they don't want to hear about themselves. I mean, they were there. So I try not to talk too much about my family and what they're into and stuff like that. When it comes to the projects, definitely, because it's super important when you're making something for somebody to be sure you got the right colors, what they like, that kind of thing. And yeah, will try my best to make sure that this doesn't turn into a whole channel of just me complaining or any of that, because I'm sure I could do that no problem. Oh dear. No, that might be right. I don't think it is though. 1, 2, and then there, and then 1, 2. Something's wrong here. 1, 2, okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what's wrong. How did I get 13? Count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Huh. Well, this has been a really fun time. I now have to take all this apart because somehow I have the wrong count here. You saw me count how many times? Yeah. Yeah, I sure did count that many times. And, yeah. 13. Like, for real? I need 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's right. So somehow I just had to get overly confident, didn't you? So if I just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is why, boys and girls, you must always, always count. You don't just jump ahead. And I say this as a person that constantly does this to myself. Yes, I do it to me. Anyways, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box. May your counts stay on par where they're supposed to be. And not go crazy like mine just did. Oh, man. And I know, that was all me. That was nothing else. Just me being me. This is why sometimes it's just nice to have an easy project to do on the side. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box.